I was introduced to the patch by Bob Campbell, and I started on April 25th. So I'll be eternally grateful to Bob for telling me about it. I was actually, like most people, a little skeptical at first. I'm like, how's this going to do anything, right? It's just looks like a Band-Aid. Well, I put it on, and the first night I couldn't believe it because I slept really well. And then I had really vivid dreams. I'm like, I used to never remember my dreams. And I'm like, it's just weird. I wake up and I feel like I'm watching a movie. And it's like I just was in a movie. It's like, it's just bizarre, which is kind of crazy. And then I was, because it was the lockdown, it was in the middle of COVID and when it was just getting started, I couldn't go to the gym. So I was doing things like, jump rope and, burpees and, step ups on a plyo box and all that kind of stuff. So I was pounding my knees a lot, not like you guys in Cirque du Soleil or anything like that. But I was, for me, I created some pain in my knees from all that. And the knee pain went away it was like about 80% the first day, and then it was gone after a couple of days. I was like, that's wild, and then I also noticed mental clarity. Like I'd wake up in the morning and it was like I was had a lot more energy, but I also had mental clarity. So I started, like, my brain was going. So I was writing down things I got to do that day. But it was like I was immediately on, and it's like, that's weird because normally you're a little foggy in the morning. But so I was, starting to write down things I got to do. So I was more productive, had more energy. It just started snowballing, all the little things I started noticing. And somebody said, keep a journal or you're going to forget all this stuff, So I wrote it down. And then as I was watching webinars, people would say things like, I mean, I really don't care about my nails, my fingernails. I don't, it doesn't matter to me, but people were saying my fingernails are getting longer and harder. I'm like, yeah, mine are too. That's kind of weird. And then somebody would say their skin's getting better. I'm like, yeah, me too. My hand, I looked at the back of my hands. I'm like, they used to be rough and scaly. Now they're all shiny and soft. I'm like, well, that's wild, So it's little things like that just kept snowballing. And then I saw somebody say that their pores were kind of getting. I had pores on my nose and stuff, and they're like, my pores are getting smaller. I'm like, that's happening too, So just one thing after another. And then I had on my elbows, I had like almost like Brillo pads on both elbows, real rough. And all of a sudden those were soft. I showed my sister and she's like, man, it's like a baby's butt. I was like, I know it's soft as a baby's butt. So I was like, well, it's just all that stuff. And then people were talking about their hair growth. And I was like, well, my hair, I've got a high forehead, obviously, but it's starting to get thicker on the top. And also it was turning from gray to, it's turning darker, So it's now I'm about 50% gray. It probably should be all gray, but it's so it's just a number of things. And then when I went to the dentist, they said I was having some gum recession, and then I went back for another cleaning, and they said your pocket depths were up to like 4, 5, and 6. Some of them are supposed to be below 3 or below, and they're all normal. I'm like, okay, it must be doing something with my gum. So just a bunch of little stuff that's just been, I'm just like blown away by it, and I'm just excited because it's only been what, 8 months, and I'm thinking, where am I going to be another 8 months from now? So and when you said you're looking younger, I don't know if I do or not because I don't see many people anymore, with lockdown. But we didn't get together with Christmas, only a couple of people in my family. But I think when I see people I haven't seen in a while, hopefully they'll notice. Take my mask off and show them.
Well, you're definitely glowing. Honestly, it's not just. It's like, what lighting are you using? She looked really good. I want what you got. Yeah, and just, you said like you've been on it 8 months,
right?
And all of this has happened in the last 8 months. Imagine if you didn't wear the patch, where would you be now? That's just,
right.
Who knows?
Exactly.
But at least all good things are happening to you.
Exactly.
Knee pain, face. But mine's the same. It's funny you should say that. Nails. I've never been a nail guy. I bit them. I chew them. It's
right.
like I've always been that kid. But my nails grow so quick now. My wife's an esthetician, so she's like, "Oh my God, your nails are growing." I'm like, like a cat.
They're hard too. You can't bend them, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Look at us.
The outside, what's it doing to the inside? That's the other thing I'm thinking about. What's it doing to my internal organs? If it's showing the outside like that, it's probably doing a lot for my body as a whole. So I'm loving it.